Hi, this is Matt Bernstein with skillhands.com. Welcome to the show. This is where we help hardworking people such as yourself to start a successful side business. New episodes come out every single Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Enjoy the show. One of the first concepts of any marketer needs to get a hold of is that information is power. More specifically, useful information is power, and everything else is noise. Experienced business owners understand that it is the ratio of useful information to noise that is one of the main keys to continued success. Among your main jobs as a marketer is to pierce through the vast amounts of information competing for your attention in order to get at the nuggets of real information you need to make your dreams a reality. The concept of bootstrap marketing is a great place to begin. Understanding what exactly bootstrap marketing is and why is it so important are two very powerful pieces of information that have the ability to give you a leg up in the business world. What is bootstrap marketing? In some sense, it's easier to define bootstrap marketing by what it is not. It's not a traditional business model. It does not rely on the old way of first developing a business model and then getting that business model fully funded before going into production. It is not business as usual. It doesn't rely upon capital for viability. So now that we know what bootstrapping isn't, why don't we take a look at what it is? Technically, bootstrapping is starting a business with little or no upfront capital. However, it is much more technical than its description. Bootstrapping is more of a business philosophy than anything else. It's an outlook or a way of looking at the world. It is a headspace that is all about thinking outside of the box and seeing that opportunity doesn't always knock in the way that you expect it to. In short, a bootstrapper doesn't rely on other people's money to get what they want. Instead, they rely on their own ingenuity, creativity, focus, and fortitude to achieve success on their own terms. Here are a couple of traits of all bootstrap marketers seem to share. Knowing what these traits are and how they work can help you develop similar traits for yourself. After all, there's no need to reinvent the wheel when someone else has already built the road. Money isn't everything. A bootstrap marketer, by definition, someone who has little or no access to money available to start their own business. However, they use this fact to their advantage by bringing innovation and determination, not money, to the battleground. Oftentimes, excess money brings a certain amount of complacency along with the sense of security and comfort that it brings. The bootstrap marketer cannot afford to be complacent. Therefore, they focus on providing excellence to their customers, one customer at a time. Surviving is thriving. By definition, bootstrappers are survivors. When you don't have a safety net, you only have two choices: stay the course or face the consequences. The bootstrap marketer knows that every day they stay in business is a victory that brings them one step closer to where they want to be. Like all survivors, they understand that winners not only get to live, but they also get another shot at surviving tomorrow. They know the ropes and get better at thriving each and every day. This gives them a dedicated advantage over their competition that might not be as mean and lean. Knowledge is great. A bootstrapper understands that what they know and how much they know is just as good, if not better, than money in the bank. When you know more about something than your competition, you win. When you perform better than your competition because of this knowledge, you win. When you consistently are open to learning new skill sets or expanding on the ones that you already possess, you continue to win. A bootstrapper marketer beats their competition in the marketplace with what they know, not how much capital they have access to. Flexible yet focused. A bootstrap marketer knows that being hyper-focused on a goal is the only way to reach that goal, especially in a cash-tight environment. Therefore, they don't let themselves get distracted from that goal. The latest fads, well-intentioned, but bad advice, and shortcuts are all ignored. To the bootstrap marketer, they're all background noise. To lose focus is to lose everything. However, they also understand that under certain circumstances, opportunities may arise that will require quick attention. Being flexible enough to change that tight focus at a moment's notice then becomes a necessary skill. In other words, a bootstrap marketer may change their focus if need be, but will just as focus on the next new task at hand as they were on the old one. Pinching pennies pays. A bootstrap marketer is frugal. They have to be. After all, they wouldn't be a bootstrap marketing if their cash flow was any greater. That means that when their business does generate money, they use that money sparingly and wisely. To them, a penny saved is a penny earned because they are the ones earning those pennies. They have to be responsible with them. Extravagant or unwise purchases will only result in business failure, especially in a situation where there is no margin for error. By sheep-herding their earnings, a bootstrap marketer makes an investment in their own future in the business world. The customer is always right. A bootstrap marketer makes up for low capitalization by over-delivering to each and every customer they acquire. They understand that they are building the business one satisfied customer at a time. They recognize that satisfied, enthusiastic customers are business fertilizer. They tend to produce more business, more leads, more opportunities to over-deliver. The bootstrap marketer is the ambassador for their business no matter where they go. They have seen that potential customers as well as potential profits exist everywhere and not only in traditional channels. Their customers are their business lifeblood and they treat them accordingly. Why should I consider using bootstrapping marketing? Unless you're swimming in venture capital, a better question would be, why wouldn't I consider using bootstrap marketing? Even if you already have a healthy bottom line, the concept of bootstrap marketing makes sense. After all, why risk your hard-earned cash on a business startup if you don't necessarily have to? When it comes to business, the saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained, usually applies to situations where people are playing with other people's money. So unless you enjoy taking risks that have the potential for you to lose your own funds, it would appear that bootstrapping a business makes perfect sense. However, if you're still not convinced, here are a few additional reasons why you should definitely be bootstrap marketing. Goliath often crushes David. Yeah, we all love an underdog. We love the comeback kid, the Hail Mary pass with seconds to go, the fadeaway jumper at the buzzer. You get the idea. We're all hardwired to attempt to triumph over adversity. That's why most of us secretly dream of beating the big boys at their own game. However, this tendency to bet against the odds comes with a catch. In order to triumph over adversity, you have to, well, triumph. That's why we still remember Michael Jordan, and none of us remember that guy who lost the big game by missing that last-second shot. Michael made a career out of triumphing, and the other guy didn't. Anytime you start a business, the odds are stacked against you. Why not maximize those odds in your favor by avoiding a fight in all likelihood you'll lose? You can't compete head-to-head with big business. They have market advantages that you can't touch. So why try? Bootstrapping is a way to run a startup without having to directly compete with more established businesses. You can find the smallest of niches for your business, and through the miracle of social media and online marketing, find an audience that wants you, your products, and services. Business in a box. Bootstrap marketing allows you to be able to start any business, anytime and anywhere. Got an idea? Do you think it has legs? Do you want to give it a shot and see if you're right? With bootstrap marketing, you can take that shot with little risk to your personal assets. You can be up and running your business the same day that you finalize your concept. There are no investors to attract. There are no loans to take out. You don't have a mortgage. All you have to do is stay ahead of the game, take in more money than you spend, and slowly and carefully grow an audience for what you are selling. It's time to get down to the specifics. We are going to take a closer look at some of the individual decisions you'll have to make when bootstrapping, as well as some distinct operational principles you'll have to apply in order to make it work. Your business model. Every business needs a model, including yours. This is especially true when it comes to bootstrapping. As we previously discussed, one of the characteristics of bootstrapping and the marketers who bootstrap is focus. This focus applies equally to a specific goal, as well as more general principles such as customer service and satisfaction. A business model can help you maintain this focus no matter what your particular business is based on. In this regard, there are a few things to keep in mind when modeling your business. Cold hard cash. First and foremost, your business needs to make money and make it quickly. After all, your primary purpose as a business is to turn a profit. If there's no money being made, there will soon be no business. Nowhere is this truer and more urgent than in bootstrapping. You need to develop a business capable of hitting the ground running. Remember, you don't have startup money, so this means you don't have the luxury of time. You can't afford to do long-term market research or conduct deep advertising. You need to sell something and sell it fast. Therefore, your first business model should be around something that is easily and quickly marketable. Living on the edge. Second, your business needs to have an edge over the competition. In some cases, this competition has had a fairly hefty head start over your business. Therefore, you need to even the playing field so that you at least have an even odds of getting ahead. This is where your edge comes into play. This edge can be any advantage that you come up with, but in general, it will likely revolve around several key areas. Copyright, trademark, and patents. If your business involves any processes or ideas that are unique and protectable, then a patent, trademark, or copyright can give you an advantage over your peers. Always take the time to investigate this angle. They shall know you by your brand. Always brand your products or services. Your brand can be anything, even you or your image. The idea is that the buying public will begin to associate what you do with your brand. This in turn pumps up your presence in the marketplace and begin to eclipse the presence of your competitors. Remember, if you can brand, then don't fail to do so. Uniquely yours. If you're producing something that is yours and yours alone, you have a distinct advantage in the marketplace. This is especially true if your product is exclusive to your business or involves a proprietary secret. Customers are always thrilled to be a part of anything exclusive or to be in something secret. If you can be unique, these customers will be yours. Be a pioneer. Finally, if you are the first person providing a new product or service, or a new improved vision of an existing product or service, then you have a distinct advantage over any competitors in your niche. The buying public will not fail to notice what it is you do when you're the only one doing it. This holds true even if your potential competitors begin to pop up relatively quickly. If business success is a race, then doing something before anyone else is getting a head start. Planning for growth. Another area to pay attention to when designing a business model is future growth. If things work out like you're planning, your business will begin to grow. It's important to remember that growth is not always smooth and does not always occur when planned. In fact, most business growth occurs suddenly and sometimes explosively. When this happens, if the business is not prepared, the growth can actually disrupt routines and systems that are necessary for efficient operations. Under these circumstances, the growth in business can actually result in a loss of customers and cause the business to shrink. Talk about a paradox. When you have a plan in place to handle sudden growth, you can be assured that your business will not suffer negative effects when success comes knocking. This type of pre-planned scalability is an essential part of any well thought out business plan. Be willing to sacrifice. Sacrificing is a big part of achieving success. This is even true when you're bootstrapping a new business. You want to make sure that you aren't going to be seduced by the idea of owning a business. There are a lot of former business owners who were more in love with playing a business person than they were actually being a business person. That is why they are now former business owners. Business acronyms do not make you a savvy entrepreneur, and they will not make you a success. Avoid the temptation to spend money on stuff that has no tangible positive effects on your startup. In a slightly different vein, you also need to take a look at your personal life and see if the situation can be changed to help your business strive and grow. You can successfully downsize your lifestyle. You greatly increase the chances of your success. The money that is saved by reducing or eliminating material goods can be funneled back into your business during the first critical months of its existence. Yes, sacrificing is hard, but so is failure. So you need to decide which you want more: creature comforts or business success. Multiple income streams. Obviously, the more money you can generate from your business, the better off you and your business will be. In a bootstrapping situation, the first weeks and months for a startup business are the most perilous. If only one thing doesn't work out as planned, the business may fail. The one thing that often does not work out as planned is income. Money fails to come in projected, and before long, the business goes belly up. This often occurs because the business was built around a single product or service. When you design the business around multiple products or services, you increase the number of opportunities the business has to make money. This in turn increases the chance that your business will successfully make it through the critical early months of its existence. When planning your bootstrapping business, you should seriously consider more than one product or service. The multiple income streams provided by more than one product or service can provide you with enormous financial leverage just when you need it most. Economics 101. Let's face it, most businesses fail not for a lack of money, but rather for a lack of planning. We're not talking about deep data or statistics here. Instead, these businesses will go under because they failed to ask themselves basic common sense questions before they went to market. When bootstrapping, this kind of almost willful ignorance has to be avoided at all costs. So let's take time to look at some primary questions that are intrinsic to your long-term success and need to be addressed instead of later. Who are your customers? It may strike you as ridiculous that a business does not know who its customers are, but it happens more often than you think. If you don't know who your audience is, it is likely that you'll end up trying to talk to people who have no interest in your message. Sit down before you begin bootstrap marketing your business and think long and hard about whom your potential customers are. These are the people that you need to reach. These are the people most likely to want what you're selling. Their sales are your profit. It's that simple. Don't make the mistake of thinking that your audience will find you. You need to identify them and go out and grab their attention. How much will they pay? Once you decide who your audience is, you need to decide how much they're willing to pay for your products or services. Remember, this is not what you think those products or services are worth. The value of anything is what someone else will pay for it. The business graveyard is filled with ruined startups that made the mistake of overvaluing what they produced. First start, look at your competition and see what they charge. If it will give you a general idea of what your price point should be. How will they get what you're selling? Sales are largely about distribution. Distribution is how your customers will obtain what you're selling. If they can't quickly and conveniently obtain your products or services, they won't remain your customers for long. Unfortunately, the planning for distribution channels is often neglected by most businesses. As a bootstrap business, money will be tight. Distribution costs come out of your pocket, so make sure that you know beforehand how you will get your products into the hands of your customers. Some bootstrapping obstacles. There are always going to be obstacles in life no matter what you do. The thing about obstacles is that you are able to overcome them more easily when you anticipate their arrival. When bootstrap marketing, it pays to keep in mind and educate yourself beforehand about some of the most common pitfalls that other bootstrap business owners have encountered. This lecture takes a look at some of these obstacles and examines simple ways to avoid them in your business. Don't intimidate big business. A common mistake made by many business owners is to try and follow in the footsteps of a large, established business. These business owners forget that there are major differences between these corporate titans and their own newly minted startup. Because of these differences, what works for those big businesses often spells disaster for a small business. As the owner of a small bootstrap business, you cannot hope to compete on the same playing field as these big guys. If you try, you'll likely get steamrolled, and they won't even notice that you've been flattened. There's no time like the present. It may be strange to think about, but the main obstacle to successful bootstrap marketing is taking the first step. Most bootstrap marketers fail because they never actually start a business on a shoestring. It's almost like they lose the race before it actually starts. Why does this happen? It can be explained over one word: fear. Many potential bootstrappers are terrified by the very idea that they are interested in. Many are afraid of failing. Even more are afraid of succeeding. You see, the fear of success can be more crippling than the fear of failure. Success brings with it a whole set of issues that many people are not prepared to deal with. Chief among these issues is confronting the fact that they did something well and succeeded. If you feel like a failure inside, it can be difficult to accept even the possibility of success. As a bootstrap marketer, don't fall for this stinking thinking. There is never going to be a right time to start your business. There is always going to be something standing in your way, but only if you let it. There is never a better time than the present, so get going and start your business right now. Keep your eye on the prize. What is the prize you need to keep your eyes on? It's not the money, even though money is very important to a business. It's not the big idea, even though a big idea can, at times, be a critical difference between success and failure. It's not even your product or service, even though a quality product or service can attract customers to your business. The prize you need to keep your eyes on is the process of how you make money, how you implement ideas and concepts, and how you provide quality products and services. The process is the key to how you run your business. In fact, the process is how you run your business. If you have the right processes in place, like money, ideas, and customers, will naturally fall into place. While why you do things is certainly important, how you do things is even more important. For example, let's say you have an idea for a product. You really like this idea, and perhaps you like it a little bit too much. This attraction could potentially blind you to the downsides of the idea. When you have a set process in place that lets ideas be impartially vetted, your overenthusiasm will never cause you to make an expensive mistake. The processes you use will make your business thrive. We've come to the end of this particular journey. Now that it's over, you are better prepared to face the challenges of bootstrapping your business, guiding your own startup to success. You've learned what bootstrap marketing is and why you should consider using it to start your business. You've taken a look at basic bootstrap marketing checklists and seen why realistic planning is so important. You've taken a look at basic bootstrap marketing checklists and seen why realistic planning is so important. You've also looked at some common obstacles that bootstrapping faces and learned ways to avoid them. Finally, you've taken a look at some of the free resources and tools that have the ability to make you more efficient and productive. When you have a clear picture, it's time to get that first step, get out there, pull your own small business up by the bootstraps. Thank you so much. This has been Matt Bernstein with skillhance.com.